A Buffy the Vampire Slayer revival has been teased several times over the years, and thanks to ongoing comic books and Buffyverse audio adventures, the demand for a reboot has never waned. The original Buffy the Vampire Slayer ran for 7 seasons from 1997 to 2003. The show spawned one major spin-off, Angel, which ran for 5 seasons of its own. The franchise has remained immensely popular, leading to the announcement of a new TV series in 2018. While this never materialized, the speculation around a revival of Buffy the Vampire Slayer lives on. The rights to Buffy the Vampire Slayer were acquired by Disney in 2019 with their takeover of Fox. Thanks to streaming platform Hulu, the highly bingeable 7 seasons of Buffy the Vampire Slayer found a new audience too. With the rise of Buffy cast members like Sarah Michelle Gellar and Allison Hannigan, follow-up comics and audiobooks, and widely publicized stalled reboot attempts, it's clear to see that Buffy the Vampire Slayer is a franchise worth revisiting. Now, a Buffy sequel series has begun to develop, and exciting updates are already pouring in the latest Buffy the Vampire Slayer revival news. Sarah Michelle Gellar is in talks to return for a Buffy sequel series. A composite image of Spike in Angel with Buffy Summers and Cordelia Chase in Buffy the Vampire Slayer custom image by SR Image Editor. A month or so after the original series star warmed to the idea of returning, the latest news confirms that Sarah Michelle Gellar is in talks to return as Buffy. Fresh off her appearance in Dexter, Original Sin, the 90s and noughties icon has now set her sights on a Buffy the Vampire Slayer sequel series that is currently negotiating a pilot order with Hulu. Oscar-winning director Chloe Zhao, Nomadland, is being approached to helm the pilot from a script by Nora and Lila Zuckerman. According to early reports, Buffy would not be the main character of said sequel series, but would instead play a supporting role to a new generation of Slayers. Many details are fuzzy about the as-yet greenlit project, but original series executive producer Gail Berman is involved, as is Fran Kuzui, Kaz Kuzui, and music icon Dolly Parton. If Gellar does indeed join the series, she would also be assigned a producer credit. The Buffy revival is in development. Hulu hasn't given the show a pilot order yet. A composite image of Sarah Michelle Gellar in front of Buffy the Vampire Slayer villain's custom image by SR Image Editor. Though various other projects have come and gone in the decades since the show went off the air, the latest attempt at a Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot perhaps has the best chance to succeed. A sequel series is currently being developed and is eyeing a pilot order from Hulu. Sarah Michelle Gellar is in talks to reprise her role as the titular character, while Oscar winner Chloe Zhao is being eyed to helm the aforementioned pilot. Nothing is entirely official yet, and it's unclear exactly when Hulu will make their decision regarding the series' pilot order. Buffy the Vampire Slayer revival cast. Who could return? The cast of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer revival would likely feature most or all of the original show's lineup. Much of the demand for the return of Buffy to TV screens, and the show's popularity during its 1997 to 2003 run, is due to the chemistry of the core cast members. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Cruel Intentions, Wolfpack, is currently in talks to reprise her role, and if she signs on, others will likely follow. David Boreanaz, Bones, SEAL Team, is the likeliest first candidate, as vampire and on-again off-again love interest Angel. From the scant information available about the developing sequel series, it's clear that the original gang is going to play supporting roles. This means that the series will focus on a new generation of young Slayers who essentially take up the mantle after Buffy and her friends. Nothing is known about the young cast thus far, and it is unclear how long it will be until more information about the ensemble is announced. Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot story. The next generation of Slayers is introduced. Buffy stands before the new Slayers in the Season 7 intro of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There are scant few details about the Buffy the Vampire Slayer sequel series, but from what's been teased, it might ignore the franchise lore after the TV series. The comics directly followed the events of Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 7, which saw every potential Slayer in the world granted supernatural abilities at the same time, creating an army of empowered young women to battle the demons and the forces of darkness. While the new show might take bits and pieces from the extended lore, it will likely blaze its own trail. It's been hinted that Buffy won't be the main character in the new series, and that it will instead focus on the next generation of Slayers as they pick up the mantle from the original series crew. This opens the door for nearly endless storytelling possibilities as the newcomers try to learn the ropes, just as their predecessors did. Despite this, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer sequel show will still need to involve the titular character in some capacity, or it risks alienating longtime fans.